welcome to your Vinyasa practice. We'll start by getting warmed up. Once again, we're starting in our seated position. So find what's comfortable for you. Again, use a block or a cushion underneath the hips if that makes you more comfortable. Gently close the eyes, sit nice and tall, roll the shoulders back. And let's start by bringing awareness to the breath. Really slowing the breath down, paying attention to the inhale and the exhale. Breathing into those areas that might feel stiff. Then on an inhale, I'm going to send the arms up. You can interlock the fingers. Stretch up there. Maybe take a little bit of a wiggle. Just take some movement that feels good to you. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bring the arms down. You can interlock the hands behind you. Inhale, opening the chest, drawing the shoulders back maybe. Take the head back if that serves. Then exhale. Rounding the spine, clasping the hands in front. We'll do this one more time. Inhale, arms up. Reaching up. Exhale, the arms go behind, clasp the hands. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, release the hands, round off the spine. And then inhale back to center. You can open the eyes. And next we'll move to tabletop. Take a moment to check your alignment. We want our hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And once we're ready, we're just going to start by warming up the wrists. So we're going to take a rock forwards and back. It's really important, especially in a Vinyasa class when we're going to be taking chaturangas. We're going to be putting a lot on our wrists and our shoulders. So I really recommend that you do a good warm-up before you take this kind of flow. And also if you're doing a handstand practice or any inversions, it's really beneficial. Then we'll turn the fingers to point towards the knees and do the same. And then once again, turning the fingers in towards one another and rocking side to side. Then out. Then we're going to turn the hands over so that we're resting on the top of the hand. It helps to bring the hands slightly closer into the knees, as putting your full body weight through can be quite uncomfortable. Maybe make a fist with alternate hands. And then sit back, shake off the hands. You can interlock the fingers, take some circles. And once they feel nice and loose, we'll come back to our tabletop and we'll move into our cat-cow Again, checking our alignment first, make sure the fingers are nice and spread. We're going to inhale, the gaze and the hips come upwards, looking up to the sky. Exhale, tucking the tailbone under, crown of the head comes parallel with the mat. Inhale, up, open, draw the shoulders back, really open the chest. Exhale, rounding the spine, squeezing at the top. Staying active in the core, moving in time with your breath. Two more. And then coming back to a neutral position, just take a little bit of movement here, whatever feels good. Maybe some sort of like S wiggles. Maybe you want to circle around the ankles. Whatever feels good for you, whatever you think the body wants. And then finding some stillness. We're now going to warm up the hips slightly. So we're going to take a sort of fire hydrant position. We'll inhale, bring the right knee up off the mat, and we're going to draw some circles with that knee. Start small if that's more comfortable. Find what's best for you. Circling one way, and then the other. Exhaling to place the knee back down, and then we'll do the other side. So inhale, draw the knee up. Exhale as you drop it down. Inhaling up. And change direction. Exhale to plant the knee back down, and we'll come into our first downward dog. So once again, just check the alignment first. Inhale, curl the toes under. Exhale, send the hips up nice and high. Pedal those legs out to get nice and warm. Maybe take a nice generous bend in the knees here, almost like we're trying to crouch down. And then we're going to tilt the hips up as much to the ceiling as we can. Take a nice inhale, bellies at the thighs. As we exhale, we're extending the legs out, but notice I've still got a micro bend in the knees there. And I'm working on keeping my hips in that same position as I try and get my heels to the floor. And you can make this a dynamic movement. And then find some stillness. Take a few breaths here. Then we're going to inhale, come up onto the toes, walk the feet up towards the hands. And we're going to roll the body nice and slow. Rolling the shoulders back, and the last thing to come up is the head. Take a little shake out here. And then we'll come to Tadasana. side plank. There's an option here to either take your chaturanga, so your vinyasa, or you can lower the body all the way down to the mat and inhale to cobra, squeezing the glutes so we're not dumping into the lower back, active in the legs, pressing through the tops of the feet. If you like a little bit more of an intense session, you feel you strengthen that upper body, then you can choose to chaturanga. Once again, activating the core, exhaling, flexing the elbows, lowering down, and then pressing back up on the inhale to up dog. Noting that my thighs and knees are up off the mat, and I'm trying to draw my hips down towards the mat. So take whichever option best serves you. So starting in a nice strong mountain pose, feet underneath the hips, or you can bring the big toes to touch, whatever works for you. As long as you're comfortable, activate the legs, squeezing the glutes. A nice lengthened spine, standing tall. Roll the shoulders back a little bit, stay nice and loose. Face and neck are relaxed and the palms are facing forward. Take a few breaths here. And when you inhale the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need. Let the crown of the head fall parallel with the mat. Weights in the center of the feet here so that our ankles, knees and hips are stacked. Inhale, come to half lift. Weight goes to the heels and the hips back slightly. You can come to your fingertips or palms come to the shins or the thighs, whatever works for you. Then we'll exhale back into a forward fold. And we'll just take a ragdoll here. So you can either leave the hands down and just sweep them side to side, or you can take an elbow in each hand and just take a little bit of movement here. Reaching on each exhale, see if you can get just a little bit deeper. Back down, and we'll inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, the arms come back down to Tadasana. So now we'll start with our sun salutations, and we're going to do sun salutation B. So starting in Tadasana, inhale, arms up, sitting back into chair pose. It's important here that we can see the tips of our toes, that our knees are aligned with one another, they're not tilting forward from each other. Our hip tilt is not overly anterior, and we're not tucking the tailbone under to get an extreme posterior tilt. We want it to be relatively neutral, so try and find that middle. Sometimes it's easiest to go through your full range of movement to feel where is neutral. Arms extended, fingers splayed, gaze can be forward or between the hands. Take a nice inhale, then exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step both of the feet back into our high plank. Option to take your chaturanga here, or if that's too much for you today, you can just lower the body all the way to the mat and come into cobra. But if you're taking your chaturanga, inhale to up dog. Remember, knees and thighs are off the mat, drawing the pelvis down to the mat. Exhale, down facing dog. Pedal the feet here. Take a few moments, we're still warming up. Then plant the feet. Inhale, right leg comes up. Coming into our warrior one. Plant that back foot 45 degrees. Take a second, square the hips with the top of the mat. Inhale, arms up. Warrior one. Keeping awareness in that front knee. We want to maintain it above the ankle. Inhale, reach, keep active in those legs. Exhale, plant the hands, take your vinyasa. Back to downward dog. Inhale, left leg comes up. Plant that right foot 45 degrees. Warrior one. Inhale to reach. Exhale, plant the hands, take your vinyasa. And once again, meeting in down dog. We're going to inhale, come up onto the tiptoes, walk the feet up. Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Uttanasana, chair pose. Exhale, to Tadasana. Now we'll go through that a second time, a little bit faster, really get you warmed up. So, starting in Tadasana, inhale. Utkatasana, send the hips back. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step the feet back, high plank, and take your vinyasa. Moving in time with your own breath. Inhaling, stepping the right foot through, going into warrior one. Exhale, plant the hands down, take the vinyasa. Inhale, left leg comes through. Warrior one. Exhale, vinyasa. Inhale, walking the feet up. Adho Uttanasana, half lift. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. Hopefully we're all feeling nice and warm now that we've gone through 2 rounds of sun salutations. Please feel free to pause the video and take a few more rounds if you want a bit of an extra workout today. But now I'm going to take us through our standing flow. So, coming to mountain pose, our Tadasana. Again, active in the legs, but relax the face and neck. We're going to inhale, step the right foot back about 2 to 3 feet, and notice that my right foot is at a 90-degree angle. We're coming into warrior two. Take a second here, make sure that your hips are centrally aligned, so we haven't got a tilt to the back or a slight lean forward. We're going to inhale the arms up to shoulder height, gaze comes over the left middle finger, and then exhale to flex the front knee. Once again, maintaining awareness, keeping that front knee above the ankle. And And you found warrior two. Squeeze the glutes here, particularly that back extended leg. It'll help support you, it'll help keep the hips stable. Then we're going to inhale, flip the left palm up facing the ceiling, and exhale, coming to our reverse warrior, bringing our right palm to our right thigh. Remember to keep that flexion in the front knee. It's easy as we lean backwards to extend that front leg, but we want to keep it nice and flexed. Using the core here so we protect our back. Inhale back through warrior two. Exhale to bring the left forearm to the left thigh. Inhale, sweeping the right arm in front and then bringing it overhead. The reason I take that movement is because the shoulders are ball and socket joint, and it's actually more comfortable to sweep it round and bring it over than it is to just bring the arm straight over. If you'd like a slightly more of a challenge here, you can release the left arm from the thigh and bring it parallel to the right. Bearing in mind that if you're keeping the forearm on the thigh, we're not actually weight bearing here, it's just as a guide. Really squeeze those obliques. Maintain that nice alignment with the hips and the shoulders, so don't drop a shoulder forward or back. And then inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, windmill the hands down and take your vinyasa. Exhaling into down dog. Now we're going to inhale, right leg up, plant it between the hands, planting our back foot at a 90-degree angle. Inhale, arms come to shoulder height. Exhale, flexing the front knee from warrior two on the other side. Really paying attention to that alignment, maintaining awareness. Inhale, the right palm comes to face the ceiling. Exhale, left palm to left thigh. Again, we're using the core, we're using our obliques here, we're not really pressing too much weight into that back leg. And we're avoiding resting on joints. Inhaling through warrior two. Exhale, right forearm to right thigh. Inhale, sweep left arm in front and then overhead into our extended side angle. Squeeze really as we're inhaling, reaching with those fingertips, lengthening the spine as we exhale, grounding through the feet, through our foundations. Once again, you can extend that right arm out for a little bit more of a challenge. Inhale, one last time, reach. Exhale, windmill the hands down and take your vinyasa. If you wish, you can pause the video here and take a few breaths in child's pose. If you want to carry on, we're going to inhale the left leg up, exhale to plant it, and we're going to take our crescent lunge. So it's a high lunge. Our heel is stacked above our back toes, hips are square with the top of the mat. Inhale to bring the arms up. Gaze can be forward, or if you want to challenge your balance, you can bring it between the fingertips. Then as we inhale, we're going to bring our hands and clasp them at the back, open the chest, and then as we exhale, I'm going to hinge at the hips and bow forwards, bringing tummy to thigh. One last inhale, really open up. Exhale, hands come either side of the feet. Take a vinyasa. Inhale the right leg up. Checking that alignment, hips square. Front knee flex above the ankles. Inhale the arms up. Great for building nice strong legs. We're always working the core. Inhale, clasp the hands behind us. Exhale, folding forwards. Just so that we're level with our thigh, we're not going all the way down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands and take your vinyasa. And we've earned ourselves a few breaths in child's pose. So drop the knees down about the width of the mat. Big toes come to touch. Spread the fingers. Keep the forearms and elbows up off the mat. Shoulders away from the ears. Rest the forehead down and close your eyes. As we inhale, we're reaching with the fingers, trying to lengthen the spine. As we exhale, we're drawing the glutes down to the heels. Always working in equal and opposite directions to really lengthen. Then as we inhale, we'll come back up through tabletop. And then we're just going to lower ourselves down so that we're lying on our tummies. Next we're going to do locust pose. Now it's up to you where you want to bring your arms, so either to the rear or you can bring them in front of you, whatever works best. We'll start with the upper body first. So on an inhale, we're going to draw the shoulders back, open the chest, squeeze with the glutes and the muscles in the back to lift the chest and shoulders up off the mat. Exhale to lower. Next time we're going to bring the legs in as well. So on the inhale, we're going to really activate the legs, squeezing the glutes, lifting the feet off the mat, along with our chest and shoulders, reaching with those fingers as if we're trying to touch our tiptoes. Squeeze. You might rock slightly as we're holding it here. Don't forget to breathe. And as you exhale, release down. Place the hands underneath the head. Bring the feet a little bit wider than the mat and just give the hips a wriggle here. And then we'll do that one more time. So, bringing your arms wherever serves you best. Inhale, squeeze. Upper body and the legs come off the mat. Holding for 2. 1 hand, release down. So once again, you can take that crocodile pose and just give your hips a little bit of a wiggle, loosen out the lower back. child's pose. Inhale, lifting back up, finding our way to a reclined position, so we're laying on our backs. We're going to come into a reclined butterfly, so bring the soles of the feet together, the knees are flexed. Hips are both in contact with the mat, shoulders as well. You can bring your hands to your thighs, or maybe knees if they reach, and really just try and melt the body into the mat. As you inhale, breathe into those areas of stiffness. As you exhale, see if you can draw the knees down closer towards the mat. Then we'll inhale, bring the knees together at the chest. Take a nice squeeze, give yourself a big hug. Maybe rock side to side, whatever feels good for you. Then on an exhale, drop the knees out to your right hand side, making sure that both shoulders are still in contact with the mat, and your gaze comes over to the left shoulder. If you want to increase the twist here, you can draw your knees up closer to the chest, and that gives you an increased stretch. And inhaling, coming back through center. Exhaling, dropping to the left hand side. Check that your shoulders are both in contact with the mat. Don't worry if your knees don't make it all the way over to the left hand side. Just really feel that twist. You can use your left hand as a guide for the knees. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Let's have a nice squeeze. And now we're going to come into happy baby pose. So inhale to draw the knees up to the chest, and then we're going to take hold of the outsides of the feet with our hands. Exhale, and we'll try to draw the knees down towards the mat. Now if you struggle to get this angle at the knee whilst reaching the feet, don't worry about it. You can actually just use your palms on the backs of your thighs to draw the knees down. Don't worry if you can't reach the feet, or if you're a little bit more like this. Work on bringing the knees down first before you get the flexibility in the rest of the leg. Maintaining that contact with the lower spine and the mat. Your tailbone wants to still be really melted into the mat. Try not to lift up. And you can rock side to side. Take any movement which serves you. Then when you're ready, release the feet. Lengthen out, melt the body into the mat. Ready for Shavasana, you're going to bring your feet about as wide as the mat, palms wider than the feet. Really let the body just melt in. Relax the muscles, relax the face, close the eyes. If your tongue has come to meet the roof of your mouth, then just let it drop down, really relax the jaw. If you've adopted the Ujjayi breath throughout the session, then just come back to your normal breathing. If you set an intention for your day, then bring that to mind now. Inhale, really focus on that. As you exhale, send that through the body. And start to bring awareness back to the body. Wriggle the toes, wriggle the fingers. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, take a nice morning stretch. Reach with the fingertips, reach with the toes. Maybe you want to bring the knees in once more. Give the body a nice cuddle. Really appreciate the body. Appreciate your body for what it's done for you and what it's going to do for you. So often we're trying to punish ourselves for things we haven't done yet, or maybe food that we've eaten. But let's be grateful for the bodies that we have today. When you're ready, roll onto your side. Make a pillow with the hands. And make your way up to a seated position. So I hope you've enjoyed this practice. Feel free to do it whenever. Certainly pause the video if you want to go over anything more than I've done so far. But I hope you have a wonderful day. Bring our thumbs to our third eye. And bow our heads. Namaste.